You're looking at video taken by storm chaser Ricky Forbes yesterday. You can see the likely tornado on the left side of your screen. It was a wild weather day, and there to capture some of it was our next guest, Ricky Forbes. Welcome back to CTV Morning Live.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you for your time this morning. Take us through where you were yesterday and what you saw.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were right down in southern Saskatchewan near Frobisher, near Estevan, Saskatchewan, and we had a wild supercell show up, and it started diving south real fast and it produced multiple tornadoes. We tracked 3 different tornadoes off of this large supercell.
So we don't have any confirmed information yet on the grades of these likely tornadoes, but in your opinion, from what you've seen with your own eyes and online, how do these twisters compare to what we've seen in Saskatchewan in previous years?
Yeah, this is a very strong tornado for Saskatchewan. And while the ratings aren't out yet, we did see down power lines. We saw oil field tankers knocked over. One tank got thrown over half a mile in a farmer's yard. So, we're definitely looking at some definitely strong tornado damage. Nothing unlike what we haven't seen before in Saskatchewan.
And Ricky, today is when summer officially starts. We've already seen 8 likely tornadoes. That's what Environment Canada is saying touchdown yesterday. Do you think we could be seeing a summer with high tornado activity?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a strong indicator of what we have coming up this summer. It's not necessarily tornadoes, but a really active storm summer. Right after this, we have a large moisture pooling coming up into the Canadian prairies, and that's going to bring more storms with it.
Ricky, you do this professionally. You take precautions. This is not without risk, though, and I do want to stress that to our viewers. A safety message, if you could.
A safety message. When it comes to these storms, they are beautiful. In movies like Twisters come out last year, we do see a lot of people out there wanting to storm chase along with us. You do have to take these storms very seriously. Mother Nature is not very forgiving, and so if you are interested in doing some storm chasing or getting closer to them, I definitely recommend doing your research and finding others in the field that are doing it and taking along with them. And if you're not so interested in storms, I do recommend getting some sort of radar app. If you have a child in your family, or maybe you have some storm anxiety, getting a radar app, I find it really helps to know where these storms are and where they're going compared to where you are. And having those safety systems ready, that if these storms do come, that you know what to do, whether it's in your house or in a vehicle, or if you're out in the baseball field or the lake, whatever that might be.
You touched on this a little bit earlier on when we were chatting, but can you elaborate a little bit more on the damage that you saw yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. We got some multiple down power lines, broken, twisted. We saw multiple different oil field setups that were crushed, knocked over. And like I said, the one oil field tanker got thrown over half a mile into another farmer's field. Another piece of damage I didn't see, but I heard about was, and it was reported in the news as well, that a large shipping container was thrown into somebody's house. So that shows the power that this storm had. I expected, the rating, it's not going to be anything wild, but it's probably going to be around an EF1 or so, which is a very strong tornado.
And Ricky, even as a professional storm chaser, what's going through your mind in the path of a possible tornado?
So right here where you see our truck parked yesterday, we know we're not in the path because we're south of the storm. So we're below the storm, and we can see on radar that it's moving directly east in front of us. And even at this point, we're still about a mile away. So it's a very, for what it's worth, it's a safe distance.
All right, Ricky Forbes joining us this morning, talking about those 8 likely tornadoes that we did see in Saskatchewan yesterday. Again, we're calling them likely because that's what Environment Canada is saying this morning. But we're likely to be hearing more information about those later on today. We'll have more for you later on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.